Yo, 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 it's Ravenous Kells, and I just woke up not too long ago from a Rurouni Kenshin marathon, which means that you guys should go check out my background because I made a Rurouni Kenshin background. It's so badass. I think you guys would really enjoy it. If you guys are an anime fan, that is honestly the only anime I will ever like and watch. I love it. I love it so much. So just check out my background. But yes, this is a friggin' new map. It is, I can't even pronounce it, even though I'm Asian. I think it's Mirage? Yeah, Mirage? That's what Kitten told me. Thank you, Kitten. And, okay, so this map is my favorite map out of the first DLC Revolution. I bought the season pass for me and Jade because that was his Valentine's Day gift, and I'm also gonna send him a care package. So this gameplay is pretty fucking beast. Like, it was my, not even very, like, my third time playing this map, and I already got a gameplay, and I'm sniping. My shots in this, I swear to God, are just spot on. So I barely miss in this gameplay. It's just like, what the fuck, you'll be like aimbot? And I recorded this live, so there's no, like, you know, that BS, like, scoping in and it looks like I didn't scope in. It's all legit. So yeah, just pay attention to my freaking gameplay. It's really beast. Like, I wouldn't be showing you guys a crappy gameplay over some beast commentary too. So what I have in mind are, I'm gonna be posting 2 dual comms that I have made so far, but I'm posting this one first because of the gameplay. So the next video that I'm posting is an introduction for Ravenous Kitten. So yes, that means there's another woman in my team. It's not just me anymore, but you guys will know more about her like in 2 days. And my other dual comm is with Shakedown 2012. For most of you guys who don't know him, he's a really good commentator. In the video that we did together, I just asked him questions and he would answer it because he is a married man and he is much older than I am, so he knows a lot about the questions I asked him, and a lot of you guys will relate to that because you guys are boys. But anyways, that's what you guys will be seeing, the dual comms from me, those 2. Alright, let's see, my topic today is long distance relationships. I know that the video I just posted was my plans with Jade, and that's about our relationship, but I didn't really give you guys advice. That was just me and Jade talking about the time we had. So I mean, long distance relationships. I had a subscriber a while ago, I'm sorry I don't remember your username, but you asked me, how do you make it work? Like the long distance relationship, how does it work? Well, Mr. Sabiwabi, I'm sorry I forgot your name, but if you're listening to this, please know that this is made for you and all those people who have a hard time making your relationships work, whether it's long distance or not. It just so happens that mine is long distance. But I don't know if a lot of you guys know the story behind me and Jade, so I'm going to tell you it really quickly. So, me and Jade, we met on YouTube. He had a channel, I had a channel. He had like 900 subscribers at the time, and I had 200. He saw a video of mine called, Why Do Women or Girls Use Their Appearance to Get Views? He really liked it, and we started talking about basketball, and I started watching his videos, and I was subscribed to him ever since. Then, he was working at Benihana at the time, and he barely got on and like talked to me, but I was like telling him, oh, you should get an Xbox and play with me, because at this time, like, it was just me that was Ravenous and Gatsu. And so he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll think about it. And next thing you know, he buys an Xbox with his next paycheck, and he plays with me, and his gamer tag, he uses it as Ravenous Jade, and that's how it started. And so for a year we've been friends, and he's been there for me when I had guy problems, and I've been there for him when he had girl problems. And it's just so weird looking back, like, I had no idea he was gonna be my boyfriend. It's so crazy how things turn out. So what happened was that we were playing World at War like 2 years later, okay, after all that happened. 2 years later, or a year, almost 2 years later, he met this girl that was a sub of mine, and we started playing together some World at War. The next day, something amazing happened to me, and that's when I made that encouragement episode 4 about activities and being active. So that's crazy. That was like a while ago, and I wanted to tell Jeet exactly what was going on in my head. And so he said, "All right, just Skype me." And next thing you know, he calls me when I get home, and I'm super excited to tell him what's up. And the girl's in the call with him already, and before he asks me what's up, he says, "Hey, Kelly, how do you find this movie on Netflix? Because we're trying to watch it together." And I'm like, "Oh, what movie?" And he's like, "Oh, Don't Be a Menace." And I remember a long time ago he said that he wanted to watch that movie with me. And so knowing me as a woman, I got jelly. I was like, why the fudge is he talking to this girl? He just met her yesterday and I have something super important to tell him, and he just wants to like watch a movie with her. And so I got really jealous, and I thought to myself, like, why am I jealous? Like, do I like him? And it turns out that I did. And that very same night, I ignored him for a long time because I didn't know what to think, and I just had to think to myself, like, I like this guy, but like if I tell him he's my teammate, like we can't like each other, and like what, it's not gonna work out. He's in Arizona. But knowing me, I had to tell him because I didn't want another girl to have him. So that's our story, and I told him. And guess what? We fell in love. Like, we hung out so many times, and we're just so in love right now, and we always will be. So how do we make this work? Well, I gotta say, the first thing in a relationship, what makes it work is communication. A lot of people say, oh, it's trust, it's trust, it's trust. Like, yeah, trust has to do something with it, but it's not everything. Everything is communication. Think about, like, you going a week without talking to your girlfriend. You think she's gonna be happy? No, she's not gonna be happy. You need to talk to her. Whether it's every other day or maybe every day only for a little bit, it still helps. It keeps the relationship going. And it really helps if, like, let's say you talk to her from time to time and you're just super busy with school, like, or work, or you're doing something, or you're hanging out with your guy friends. It would be very helpful to text her from time to time, even though you're not having a full-on conversation that very day or night. Let's say the next day you dedicate your time to hanging out with her or having a super long conversation. That's what me and Jeet do. We don't talk like every single day about like deep stuff, but when we do, it lasts for a long time, and it happens like once in a while. And those talks always remind me of like the person I love. Like, this is why I love him, because we can have talks like this. We don't have to have talks like this every single day. As long as we communicate, we're good. So the ways we do that for long distance relationships is we gotta have Skype so we can webcam. We gotta have our Xbox so we can play games together and hang out. That's why we have these co-op games like Resident Evil 6, and we're gonna get Dead Space 3 and Aliens Colony Marines, and we had Dead Island. Dead Island was the game that made me fall for him. Like, we spent every day just playing Dead Island, and we beat the game together, and Killa joined in. And I fell for Jeed because of that too. Like, that's how we started getting super close. And watching Netflix. That's another thing you can do if you're having a long distance relationship. Watching Netflix is like cool. Like, you don't talk, but it's like you guys are at the movies. Because when you're at the movies in like physically with your partner, you're watching a movie and it's the same thing. You're not really talking the whole time, but you are somehow able to cuddle and like do all these other physical things. And that's the only thing that is missing from a long distance relationship. But how we make it work is that we can see each other during every break when we have money. And I understand, like, if you're a younger kid, your parents are not gonna give you $300 to go buy a ticket to go see somebody from another state. I understand that, and that's why when you're younger, it's a lot harder to have a long distance relationship, because you're growing up, you get hormones, like you want to touch the opposite gender or the other gender. You want to hug and kiss, and eventually you want to have sex. And that's understandable. Nothing to be ashamed about, because we're all human beings. It makes sense. So that's why when you're younger, it's a lot harder to be in a long distance relationship, unless you're the type of person that is super strong and you don't need to have sex. You don't need to kiss and touch and be like, I want to experience it now, now, now. So, yeah, me and Jade, we get to have this opportunity to see each other almost every single break. And yeah, we don't get to hug every single day of the week, but when the time comes when we see each other during break, it's so rewarding because after a long school semester or quarter, we're just like, oh my god, we get to see each other. And how, come on, what's better than that? It's not the break that's better, it's getting to see him. And it's just amazing how one person can make my whole life just turn around and not be so freaking boring and like, ugh, and yeah, you know what I mean. It's just, you need to communicate, and trust has a lot to do with it too, because in order to trust a person, you gotta know that person. Like, you just have to know what they're like. So that's why I insist that you guys become friends with the person you like first before you go on dating them, because you'll know what you'll be getting into, and you'll know if you'll like them or not. So yeah, I really hope you guys take this into consideration for all those who are in relationships and you're having a hard time. I'm always here. You can always PM me and we can talk about it, because I gotta say I'm pretty experienced in the sense that I've had longer relationships and dumb ones too. So I'm always here for you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.